How's it going?
I give my children a lot of leeway when it comes to dinner. I'm like, what do you guys want? I'll make you whatever you want. What do you want?
Chocolate-covered marshmallows every dinner forever.
Yeah, of course, that was Tuesday nights. My youngest says, Daddy, I want those, those oval things you sometimes make, but not often.
Oval things.
I said, oval? I said, tacos? He said, no, the oval things. And I was like,
what do you make?
Burritos? And he gets really upset. He goes, no, the oval things, they are round. And I said, well, tacos and burritos are round, buddy. Like those, they qualify. And he's about to just unleash on me. My wife from the other room goes, enchiladas? And Jack goes, yeah, see, mommy knows. And I was like, how did you get to enchiladas? I don't understand. I did the tacos and the burritos.
Are enchiladas oval?
No, they're not oval. Are tacos oval? No, they're round. Meanwhile, Johannes Kepler, my son, sees them as oval.
Quiet, please.
So apparently he wants oval enchiladas.
In 4.
This is my life.
3.
This is every day of my life.
2.
The Apple Company presents a truly terrible podcast. Welcome to Nonsense Season 4, Episode 6. I'm Jeff Parker.
I'm CJ Little.
This is our take on the week's business, tech, and entertainment headlines. This time, the end of anonymity. ICE bypasses warrants with new data tools.
Who needs warrants?
Warrants schmarts.
That's so 2000.
California gets a new data breaker.
I double dare you to say that 5 times fast.
And the undressing of Grok as a legal storm hits Twitter X.
Oh, please don't undress Grok. I saw that one picture of Musk on the boat. No, please don't.
Also, our big story later this week is about Beyond the Chatbot, why 2026 is the year AI finally stopped talking and started doing.
That's potentially ominous when you put it that way, by the way.
It's International Holocaust Remembrance Day, commemorating the victims of the Holocaust resulting in the genocide of 1/3 of the Jewish people, along with countless individuals of other minority groups, by Nazi Germany between 1933 and 1945. The Nazis, for those who might not remember, developed their ideology based on racism and pursuit of German territorial expansion. And also, in an attempt to force all German Jews to immigrate, regardless of means, they passed anti-Jewish laws and encouraged harassment. However, by October 1941, the Nazi government actually banned Jewish immigration entirely. The policy shifted from forced expulsion to the final solution: the systematic state-sponsored industrial murder of the Jewish people. The Holocaust remains the best documented genocide in human history. The choice of January 27th for the annual commemoration aligns with the liberation of the Auschwitz concentration camp by the Red Army in 1945.
It's always a very interesting story when the protagonist is the Red Army. You're like, the Red Army. You're like, oh, the good guy. Oh, wait, really?
Right.
Well, okay. What a warm start to the show.
Warm but important. How is your week going?
I got to follow International Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Sorry.
Well, you know me. Normally, I would tell you my week is going great, and I tell you about some ridiculousness that my children have done. But this one, it's been a little rough.
Yeah,
hasn't been the week that I was hoping for.
What's going on?
It's extremely hard for me to watch what appears, at least to me, to be folks that have been granted extreme authority and power, including the use of deadly force, while not being provided the necessary training to wield said force.
Yeah.
It does not appear that they're going to be held accountable for their actions either. So
what's going on in Minnesota? You're talking about Minnesota.
Yeah, if you've been under a rock. And then just the sheer amount of gymnastics that some folks are doing to disregard their senses is absolutely staggering to me.
Yeah.
Their leaders insist they reject the evidence of their own eyes and ears, and that is truly their final, most essential command. So kind of hard to not see the world through that looking glass.
Yeah, in many cases, I'm sure they're not even looking at the videos so that they can know the reality.
Exactly.
They don't want to look at the videos. They want to just believe what they're told.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. Like, why wouldn't you want to see that? Why wouldn't you want to see what's happening in the world? It's not AI.
2/3 of the murders so far this year in Minneapolis have been committed by ICE.
Wow. So on that happy note, I really hope that your week has been better.
My dog turned 9. I got him a new willow basket full of toys. So our weeks are very similar.
Wait, a willow basket? You got him a willow basket?
Yeah, because you celebrate your 9th anniversary with willow, something that's, strong.
Does Barkley look at you with disdain if you get him the wrong thing? He's like, this is wicker.
He does. He's got a tremendous amount of attitude.
This is wicker. This is the 9th year. I'm keeping track.
If a dog ages 7 years for every human year, Barkley is now a year older than me.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
He's overtaken you?
He has overtaken me. With his superior elder wisdom, he wants us to know that declaring war on one of our states is a terrible idea and that the rest of the states need to immediately stand up for Minnesota. First, they came for a cold state, and I did nothing because I was not a cold state.
It's Minnesota. Can you name a nicer state in the Union? I don't think there is one. They're basically Canadians.
Almost. Also, Barkley would like to remind us that it's been 39 days since the December 19th, 2025 deadline for the full release of the Epstein files. So far, the Department of Justice has released less than 1% of those files.
I mean, Barkley...
9-year-old Barkley is apparently very worldly.
Yeah, I would say he's definitely come into his own. He's a little pushy, if I might add. I like it. I like this Barkley.
I don't know if he's pushy, but he's definitely right. His dates are right. He's got percentages right. He's done some research.
Does he have any comments about the upcoming Olympic venues? Because I feel like he might have something to say about that.
He says, go Olympics. He can't wait to watch them. Let's get to our headlines, shall we?
Sure.
ICE eyes ad tech turning smartphones into surveillance beacons. The U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, ICE, is moving to weaponize the digital advertising ecosystem. According to a new federal notice, the agency is scouting for ad tech and big data tools to supercharge its investigative reach. By tapping into the massive streams of commercial data used to sell shoes and apps, ICE aims to bypass traditional warrants. Those tools can harvest precise location history, app usage, and digital footprints from hundreds of millions of mobile devices. While marketed for consumer analytics, this data provides a backdoor surveillance pipeline for real-time tracking and mass-scale profiling. Privacy advocates warn that this surveillance shopping spree effectively turns the private sector into a government informant, eroding Fourth Amendment protections for immigrants and citizens alike.
So this is going to be one of those unhappy shows, right?
Normally, the Fourth Amendment requires a warrant for location tracking. And so by buying this data from data brokers, they're effectively skipping that part.
Sure.
And they're just getting the data without the warrant.
Yeah, and ICE is far from the first government organization to do this. Way far.
We've got a real situation happening in Minnesota that's of import.
Oh, sure. No, I mean, you are telling the future that is a bleaker one, not a rosier one.
And they argue that because the data was voluntarily shared with the app, it's no longer private.
Sure.
Since advertisers can buy it, why can't they? And of course, the people who have this information will gleefully take a check for it.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that's their business, right?
Yeah.
I can follow the dots there. I understand this. I don't know, maybe some sort of regulation or somebody to help protect us in mass so that you could not participate in these things. But hey, if you played Candy Crush once.
Tools ICE is scouting, such as Tangles and Weblock, don't rely on cellular towers. They harvest data from hidden bit streams of digital ads. This means that even if you have location services turned off for most apps, the background auctions that load ads in games or weather apps may still be broadcasting your precise coordinates to the highest bidder.
Yeah, so that's not great.
It allows you to know who's attended a geographical location. If they attended a protest or something, you can know all those names. You can know all those people.
Because of an ad that was shown on their weather app.
Right.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Then they go and sleep at home in their bed, and you know where they live.
Yes. Well, yes.
You do.
You got to connect some dots on that. Yeah. No, you're right. I had to walk through my brain.
Not big dots.
Yeah. Not very big dots. You're right. Now, that's most of these places, not all, most of them don't expose the data that granular, right? You're supposed to get the data in aggregate, but like I'll bet $1 to a donut that they don't all.
If I'm getting your location and your location history, where you're at from those ads, yes, I can identify who you are and where you're going.
Yeah,
it switches the paradigm from investigating a crime to surveilling a population.
Of course.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, of course. The only point there that I'm very poorly making is that typically that data is supposed to be anonymized and sold in bulk so that you're seeing how many people were in this area.
That's exactly what they'll tell you, but it's super easy to de-anonymize it.
Well, for them it
hardly takes any effort at all.
Once it's anonymized, in theory, they should do a good job on these things and not let you follow the same person throughout. The reality is, they're just doing to police that. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
they absolutely do.
Yeah, that does not seem like a big stretch.
People were at a protest, and now people who are at home and sleeping, and now I can connect the dots, and I know who's who.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Okay, so the future is bright. Keep going.
The interesting thing I think about this is the lucrative partnership between the government and spy tech vendors like Palantir and PenLink and Celebrite. Those companies have a real financial incentive to harvest as much data as possible and then pass it on to whoever will buy it. And that, in this case, is the U.S. government.
I'm not trying to make this appear less bad than it is, but like we've also been doing this for 20 effing years to private parties.
But now it's being used by the government. That's another step.
But again, like this is like the fine folks at the EFF told us this 20 years ago, and we were just
for sure.
I want to play Candy Crush. Let me just say yes. Look at the little candies they come down. It's so much fun. Like, all right, well, this is the bed we made.
The government's already monitoring social media and digital movements in real time. It creates a chilling effect where people hesitate to attend a protest or visit a community center or post their political views because they know their digital footprint is being ingested by an enforcement agency's sentiment analysis tool.
I think it is time for all of us to just buck up and own it. And we have to write a letter signed by all of us that says, Dear RMS, you were right. Love all of us.
People who don't know who Richard Stallman is, I was going to say, I almost said was, but he's still alive. Richard Stallman was saying for years, all of this data that you are giving away freely to all of these social media companies, this is going to come back and bite you.
Yeah.
And he's right. Anyway, you're absolutely correct. The EFS has been screaming at us for, got to be nearly a couple decades.
3 decades.
Yeah. But
and for the most part, we dismiss them. No, since at least the 90s, right? The EFS.
Because we like sharing pictures of what we're about to eat.
Yes. Look at the cat pictures. Look how cute it is. It's cute. Oh, look, that one's got a little pumpkin on its head. How cute is that?
Social media, folks, maybe not. California has launched a game-changing tool called Drop, delete request and opt-out platform, a first-of-its-kind weapon against shadowy data brokers. The process is simple. Californians visit privacy.ca.gov/drop to verify their identity and submit a single request. Starting August 1st, over 500 registered brokers must scrub that user's personal info from browsing history and geolocation to sensitive health data or face fines of $200 per day. While it doesn't stop initial data collection or cover public records, advocates hail it as a massive win for reclaiming digital autonomy. By hitting delete, residents can slash spam, block predatory marketing, and keep their private lives out of the hands of fraudsters and foreign actors. Your data is yours again, at least until you create some more of it. As soon as you buy a new phone, the whole thing starts over.
Well, okay, yeah, but a couple things. One, this is just another example of the messy bureaucracy of California just getting in the way of those data brokers' rights to sell your data.
Sure.
They're just restricting. Do we not want data broker businesses in California? Are we going to push them all to Texas? Is that what we're going to do?
Well, no, they don't have to be in California, but they do have to be licensed in California if they're going to collect Californians' data.
Because we put that into effect a couple of years ago, where we said if you want to operate in California, you have to register. So again, just more bureaucratic, administrative oversight. Oh, but wait, now we get to actually get some controls for the people whose data is being flushed out the other side.
Y'all are going to wish you lived in California.
Yeah. This is just such a great example where I'll be the absolute first to admit we certainly have problems in California, but I look at stuff like this and I'm like, wow, we are literally leading the charge, at least in the States. There's other countries, certainly the EU has done some progression on this, but
the EU has actually done more than California.
For sure. But fine. I'm happy that we're starting somewhere.
Yeah, sure. It's better than the other 49 states.
All this bureaucracy, administrative red tape that California imposes upon its people was a ballot measure that we all voted on. So I would argue the people actually want this.
Yeah.
This drop platform looks incredible. And yes, you might want to establish temporary residency in California to be able to put on it because you literally don't have a choice in any other state. There's no way to achieve this. Whereas here,
they may come along.
Of course. No, not may come along. They will come along. A bunch of them will.
Europe was there before us.
Yeah, of course. Right now, as a U.S. citizen, you don't have an option to enforce any rights on this unless you're a Californian.
Not for a while. You've got until August before it kicks in.
Fine. They've given them some time. I can understand that. I think that's the right thing to do. But this is pretty awesome.
It's data in a database. You can move it very quickly.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I'm still assuming there's going to be a decent amount of nefarious gray market, dark web sort of stuff going on.
There'll be tons of fly-by-night operators who are not registered in California who just squirrel away with the data as well. And they'll get sued and they'll go out of business and they'll pop up again as a new business.
That's the hope. Well, not the last part.
The nice thing is those companies can be reported to the California Privacy Protection Agency
to
trigger an investigation into them, which is great. Does not cover businesses, by the way, that directly collect the data, like Amazon, Meta, your bank, your grocery store. Those people are clear. They can have all the data they want of you.
Sure.
Yeah, it's
first party data is a different story. Right. Yeah, because you've agreed to that. Now, in theory, you can unagree to those things.
A lot of times on their website, they'll have some place where you can tell them to delete your data.
But good luck getting the service.
Do they do it? I have no way of knowing. I'm skeptical. The fourth largest economy in the world would like you to stop spreading people's data around freely.
Yes. Now, ironically, I think California should buy all the California people's names off these lists and market to them drop before those names go on the list. I feel like that would actually be really effective.
I don't think data brokers need one more dollar coming to them.
No, we just have to inspect your list. Something else interesting about drop. I haven't gone through it yet. Obviously, it's not launched. But from what I've read, it seems extremely well thought out, which is not what I expect when it comes to government and technology. I expect them to be woefully behind. But you can submit your basic PII. Very simple process, but the things that they were thoughtful about impressed me. Like you can submit your typical contact information, your email addresses, your phone number, date of birth.
For sure.
Yeah, but that was kind of a surprise to me, like vehicle VIN. My first thought was like, oh crap, how much data are they pulling off my VIN?
Tag you.
Right?
Things that mark you.
I know it's out there. We've talked about some of the insurance data that gets bought and purchased, but I'm like, oh,
Oh, sure.
Now,
for sure.
Bear in mind, the story we covered, I think last year on this show, the people that their insurers were getting information about their car. Remember, they opted into that. That was a different animal. So I think that might be considered first-party data because they opted into it for a different rate on their financing or something like that. Like it was not a good deal.
Sure.
So that's a different animal. But yeah, it seems to be really well done. So I'm excited about this drop program.
Think of all the medical insurance companies and the data that they can buy, and they can find out about your health so they can know whether or not they want to insure you.
I mean, do you even need that? I mean, now now all that stuff's just on the dark web, it seems. Like you just go on the dark web and just download how many users do you like? It's all there. And there's no repercussions for it to the folks that leaked it.
Right.
The cost of doing business is literally a year of Experian credit monitoring. That is the cost of doing business these days. That costs them, I think, $1.30 for the year. I think per user, that's the cost.
By the way, Experian wants you to know that they're not Palantir.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Did you see that headline?
Yeah. That's like Darth Vader being like, I am not the Emperor. Just to be clear, I'm just Darth Vader. I'm not the Emperor. And you're like, okie dokie. Good job, Experian. Way to point that out.
Here's a weird thing we do with credit agencies generally is we allow them to market services to protect your credit. This is their job. They're supposed to keep your credit so that it's correct and right.
Yes.
And if you don't pay them, they don't put up the walls to keep people from putting in false information on your data.
They actually market it out.
Exactly. So when you get a chance between now and August 1st, in fact, I wouldn't wait. Go ahead and sign yourself up on that
come on.
list.
No.
On the drop list.
If you get a chance between now and August 1st, go ahead and just move to California so you can get on the list.
Well, if you're not in California, right.
Yeah.
Grok under fire. The EU takes on Musk's AI. Elon Musk's X is under fire as the EU launches a formal investigation into Grok, the platform's AI chatbot. The probe follows a global outcry over Grok's ability to generate non-consensual, sexually explicit deepfakes, including images that undress real people and depictions of minors. Regulators are scrutinizing whether X violated the Digital Services Act by failing to curb illegal content. While X claims a zero-tolerance policy and has restricted certain features to paying subscribers, officials dismiss these moves as insufficient. Adding to the pressure, the mother of one of Musk's children has sued XAI, alleging the tool created degrading images of her. With potential bans looming in multiple countries, Musk faces a high-stakes battle over AI safety and platform accountability.
How is it possible that X is under fire when X itself is in fact on fire? So I don't know how that works.
You can be under fire and on fire
at the same time.
All the prepositions apply.
It's a lot of fire. The other thing that strikes me is like this is going to be a huge blow, I think, to their monetization strategy. What my understanding of what they were going to do is that when people generated naked deep fakes of you, if you paid for the blue checkmark, they would make them more attractive. Which I think how that works.
Make you thinner and a little
which is not a terrible product idea if you think about it. Like if you're blue, and then if you're not, they just makes you look a little chubby and you need a little more gray hair. But if you pay for it, the rendering's better. Like
that picture of the woman they arrested in Minnesota when they made her look like she was crying at her arrest, which
didn't pay for the blue check mark.
By the way, the government should not be in the business of doing this kind of thing.
Of disinformation?
Yes.
Sir, may I direct you back to the top of the show? Because we had a government that used to do a lot of that too. But
that
anyway,
was crazy.
Yeah, that was nuts. But had she paid for the blue check mark, that wouldn't have happened. She would have had a big smile. She would have been in Tahiti on a lounge chair with a Mai Tai. It would have been great.
Maybe not. The government did not want her to look like she was happy.
What other point is there to the blue check mark these days? It used to be.
I'm not on X or Twitter or any of that stuff. I don't even pay attention.
It literally means you pay for the check mark. That's all it means.
What's a blue check mark? I don't even follow that anymore. I'm so out of touch.
I don't even know what it means anymore. Yeah, it's all sus.
Do they have other colored check marks?
I respectfully decline to answer that question. No, they don't have other colored. It's just blue. That's it. They kept the Twitter blue. X is black, but they couldn't have a black check mark that piss off all their
maybe they have different
believers.
Pay levels. If you want the really deluxe gold check mark.
Oh, no, you got to go to Truth Social for that. Truth Social is where you get the gold check mark. Comes with a free phone, handmade in the United States.
They have another phone coming out. They have the Ultra coming out. They announced another vaporware phone.
The Ultra T1.
Did you see that?
They have another phone coming out. Oh, what better way to distract somebody from your first phone than by announcing a second phone?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it has upgraded better features, which is amazing because the first one had nothing. It never existed.
There's nowhere to go.
You can only go up. Right.
No. Can you please tell me about this thing quickly before my head explodes?
Oh, yeah. It's a great story. The guy who runs Trump Mobile announced that there is going to be a T1 Ultra.
Wait a minute.
A more advanced.
Hold on. I might need you to reach across the table and punch me in the throat as hard as you can to wake me up. Because the quote that I'm seeing right now. This is a quote from an executive from Trump Mobile. He said, "We're focused on evolving with our customers by offering an even more powerful tool that fits their lives.
Sure.
Our next major step is the launch of the Ultra, a premium device that builds on the success of the original T1." What success?
There was what
are you talking about?
T1. It still hasn't come out.
Am I having a stroke? Have I been asleep? Have I been like in a coma for the past year? What's happened?
It's a minor grift for the Trump family, by the way. They've profited some $7 billion since being in office this time around so far.
They're calling it American Proud Design, which is completely different than the design by Apple in California.
And the same as Google in Mountain View.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome.
It'll be so different from our existing phones. In fact, it'll just be a white labeled version of an existing phone.
Is it just going to be more gold? Like, I don't have my Pantone cards. Are there multiple shades of gold that I don't know about? Is it super gold? It's ultra gold. What is it?
I think for the Ultra, you can charge a deposit of $150 for a phone.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
For a phone you never deliver.
There you go. Is it going to come with a dock? Is the T1 Ultra going to come with a custom-made dock that will fit on my Tesla Roadster 2.0? Because I'd like to tie those two products together.
Sure.
Wowzers. The Ultra. That's going to be the max.
And maybe they can charge $175 or $200 for the deposit for that they never deliver. That'll be great.
I'm really excited about the TI Ultra.
This, by the way, is not a political show, but when you start using technology to grift, when you start using technology to track people who are doing things in the U.S., you're in our beat.
Yeah.
Okay, enough with the headlines. In fact, enough with this episode. We have to get out of here. Special thanks to our floor director, Matt Spitz.
Oh, thanks, Matt.
We'll be back later this week with our big story, the agentic takeover, how AI quietly moved from your screen to your bank account. Until then, thank you for listening to all this nonsense. I'm Jeff Parker.
I'm Stittle.
And the snoring you've been hearing in the background is 9-year-old Barkley.
63-year-old Barkley, right?
In dog years.
Wait, hold on. You celebrate the anniversary in human years.
I did.
But his birthday in dog years?
I didn't do the calculation for his gift.
He needs a birthday every month and a half. Every one dog year, he needs a birthday with another gift.
He'll be getting diamonds soon and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
He's all blinged out, walking down the streets in Beverly Hills, huge studs. Can't even hold up his neck.
As you get older, that anniversary stuff gets expensive.
It's expensive, yeah. Basically, they're trying to break you up, I feel like, is what they're trying to do. Yeah, they're basically giving you reasons to get out. Xircom's Rex 6000.
Xircom's Rex 6000.
It's not hard to make room for Xircom's latest PDA, the Rex 6000, because it weighs a scant 1.4 ounces.
Whoa.
And it's just a little...
This is a PDA that weighs that's amazingly light. That is incredibly light.
It's a PDA that weighs 1.4 ounces. Do you want that in grams? I can do it in grams for you. It's less than 40 grams.
Yeah, that's mind-blowing. That's incredible.
Wait. And it's just slightly bulkier than a credit card.
Wow.
The Rex 6000 ships with, are you ready? 2 megabytes of internal memory.
Okay.
And its touchscreen enables you to enter rather than just read data. Now, I know you're laughing because you're thinking 2 megabytes, that's enough for anybody. The 6000 syncs by sliding into your notebook's Type 2 PC card slot or via parallel and USB cradles for desktop users.
How nice. How lovely.
The Rex starts at $280, while versions bundled with a parallel and USB docking cradles are priced slightly higher.
Because you got to get the cradles.
You got to get the cradles. Unless you had a laptop, then you probably need the cradles to use the PC card slot, Type 2.
Yeah. This sounds amazing. You really had me with a PDA that was 1.4 ounces.
Yeah. So first of all, this is all true. Now this is true, and I'm shocked that you're in this state of being shocked by this. I owned one of these.
Oh, you did?
I'm pretty sure you saw it. Yeah. And I'll be honest, it was really good. It was really good.
This is the company Intel killed, right?
Oh.
Do I have that right? They bought a PDA company literally to just destroy it.
It could have been this one. Can you just try to keep one part of the show happy, or does everything have to come back to...
Sorry.
Just... This guy got cancer, right? And Intel just killed him on the last... Jesus. Jeff, come on.
Okay.
I think these may be the guys that Intel tried to kill. Yeah.
I don't care.
But Intel did acquire Xircom for approximately $748 million in 2001.
Sweet.
So your recollection there is great. Kind of interesting. This thing was actually developed by the Citizen Watch Company of Japan.
Sure.
Which I did not know and found fascinating.
Yeah.
The earlier release of the Rex 6000 had only 1 megabyte of flash memory.
Wow.
Which yeah, right? Now, here's where it really gets nuts. The earlier Rexes stored their user data in RAM, but the actual OS was in ROM. So it had like fixed memory ROM, which
Gotcha.
for a device that small, yeah, okay, I can understand. The amount of RAM that it had was 32 kilobytes, but only 12 kilobytes was available for application developers. So you are talking about like no room.
You're writing some tiny apps.
You're writing the tiniest code. It had a 4.3 megahertz Toshiba microprocessor, and it had a 240 by 120 pixel monochrome LCD, and could like deliver beeps for alarms and whatnot.
Capacitive touch? What was the touch?
No, it's not. I do not believe this thing was capacitive touch at all. It was like
pressure touch.
Pressure touch. Yeah. The best part of this whole thing, and again, I owned one of these, is that the battery that powered it were two of those button style 2016 lithium cells, the little tiny watch batteries.
Yeah, those are even the small ones.
Yeah, those are the tiny ones, right? I think the last two digits are the thickness of it. So the 2016 was a 1.6 millimeter thick battery.
Yeah.
Bananas. It fit in a Type 2 PC card slot. And I'm telling you, I used one. It was great. I am confident you can get the year to within 2.
Within 2 years?
Within 2 years. I'm confident on this.
Well, I know because you've already just told me that Intel bought it in 2001, right?
Son of a...
So it couldn't. If my memory is right, they bought it and killed it shortly thereafter. So it has to be 2001.
Yeah, I totally screwed this up. This ad was from 2000. These devices were out in 2000.
Yeah.
And again, I owned one because I was super dorky. And it was, I can hear you. It was actually really good. You got load data via the screen. The screen was just basically for retrieval. The early ones didn't have that sort of interface, but this thing was pretty compelling. You could put your calendar on it. You could put your contacts on it. It was a really neat little PDA.
Yeah, no, that's a very cool idea.
And it was the size of like 8 playing cards stacked up. Like it was, for those who don't know what a PC card slot size is. Now, what do you think it retailed for? So I gave you $280 in today's dollars. It was $150 in $2,000, which was pretty reasonable. There was no other PDA even close.
Right. But it wasn't using an Intel processor, and so Intel destroyed it.
I do wonder, right? I did not know about Intel acquiring it. It was a great way for you to backdoor into the year. Good work on that.
Sorry.
But that does make sense to me. Like, I do wonder if they're like, well, hey, we're not making the chip in this thing, so we're going to throw a bunch of money at it. There is a very small chance I still have mine. I'm pretty sure I got rid of it, but it might be in a box of old tech.
It's next to your Bitcoin wallet.
Okay, that hurts. The Xircom Rex 6000, the year 2000.